There are at least some that offer you a nice splash screen to look at, or at the very least a progress bar, or at the very least a spinny wheel. But even these don't solve the core issue facing loading screens in virtual reality. And it's not just an issue of engagement. I'm not just complaining that I'm bored during these loading screens, although of course I am, but rather the lack of creativity in these loading screens actually ruins a lot more about the VR experience. You see, part of what makes VR such a unique medium for experiencing, well, anything, is that it's involuntarily immersive. And I know immersive is a word that can be used to describe pretty much any form of really highly investing media, be it books, TV shows, board games even. But what I mean when I say involuntarily immersive is that unlike other forms of media, the immersion you feel in VR isn't necessarily a byproduct of amazing storytelling or immersive gameplay or top-of-the-line graphics.
Well, what the hell?
You see, The Witcher 3 is considered an immersive game because of its deep and consequential story, along with its solid gameplay and graphics. These are the meticulously crafted elements that add up to immerse the player into this game world. It's the graphics that keep your eyes glued to the screen, the gameplay that keeps you actively engaged, and the story that pushes you along your adventure. When all these elements are hitting just right, that's when you forget about the outside world, about real life, real problems. That is your escape. And that is immersion. And in traditional media, that feeling is earned by the creator. But VR has an advantage here. In virtual reality, immersion isn't the end result, it's the price of admission. You must give your full attention and bodily presence to a VR game just to experience it, just to play it. It's almost as if it's immersive by definition rather than by merit. When you put on the VR headset, you are basically committing your full field of view, your ears, and your hands to the task of playing the game. You are almost unable to be distracted while playing a VR game. There's no way to look away from the screen, no watching YouTube in the background, no scrolling through your phone during a cutscene, no eating a full-course meal while your friends wait for you to ready up. And while that by no means guarantees a VR game will be immersive, I mean there are plenty of examples to prove otherwise, I do think it speaks to the core design philosophy that should be at the forefront of any VR experience. Because of the high attention commitment required to use a VR headset, every second spent in a VR experience should be valuable and contribute to it in some way, because it's painfully obvious when your time is being wasted.